Are you trying to figure out how to stay relevant in these changing times? Well, you've come to the right video. You've started your adventure. Now you have a story to tell. But how? This is your show, RV Media Creators. I'm Garrett, and in this community, we will show you how. So let's show the world your story. Thank you guys so much for joining. We are all going through quite a crazy time in the whole world. Pretty much everybody has been affected by this pandemic, and pretty much that's all people want to watch nowadays. Now, us as content creators, what are we going to do? Right now is the perfect time for us as creators to start creating content, to start helping people cope with these crazy times that nobody really has any control over right now. I know there's doctors and scientists, and they're doing amazing work to get all this stuff under control. But what do we do as content creators? More people than ever right now are watching videos on their phone. They're watching the news. They're watching Netflix. They're wanting to have something to watch. Now, we've noticed as Diary of a Family that we've had quite a decrease in our watches, in our watch time. And one of the reasons probably is we were kind of like, I don't know if we should be making videos on content on the COVID, on all that kind of stuff. And we really are not wanting to spread any kind of fear going forward. Now, there are some things we can do that can make content that would be helpful, that would be relevant to people, but would also not... Oh my gosh. Yes. They're not here. They're out playing. Sorry. So we can do things and make videos that are going to be amazing for people to watch. Now, if you guys are joining and you haven't subscribed, hit that like and subscribe button. And follow me on all the social medias. I wanted to go over a few things today. Sorry about that little interruption. Someone was knocking on my door and kept knocking. So, back to our videos. Now, there's just a lot of things going on and changing, and I've had the opportunity to talk to some people and kind of help restructure how my thinking is regarding the content I'm making and putting out. Now, I've been doing a lot of videos lately on live streams and how to make a good live stream, and all of that is still very relevant. But, people are also trying to figure out how, as a content creator, can I make content that my viewers are going to want to watch, that other people are going to want to watch, and that are going to be something that remains relevant. Awesome. Thank you so much, Living Light RV, for posting that link. So the first thing that I want to just kind of have you guys consider is, there's a balance between staying informed and just ingesting huge amounts of data. I was watching a few people as I prepared for this live stream, and one of the things that one of the people I watched mentioned was that it is good to stay informed on what's going on in the world. However, do you want to be consumed by it? Because if you just continue to, have more and more and more content, pretty soon you're going to just start feeling down. And that's kind of one of the other things I want to mention. Once you have been informed on what's going on, how it's affecting your life, stop scrolling. Get out there, start doing something else. I read a very interesting article on the mental health and the mental aspect of passively scrolling on social media. Now, Facebook has acknowledged that heavy social media use, particularly the kind that involves passive consumption rather than active posting, can trigger low moods. If you've ever gotten stuck in a scroll hole and felt rubbish afterwards, you're not alone. I have linked this article. It is a very good article. Honestly, make sure to take the time to read this. If you are kind of feel like you're in a rut, you don't know what's going on, how do you get out of there? Well, turn off social media. I have been off social media actively for probably about 4 days now, and honestly, I'm not missing it much. I stay informed on what's going on. I stay informed on the media and things that I need to be informed on, but I'm not going to allow it to control my life. I'm not going to allow it to promote fear within me. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more in coming up. Now, the next step you should consider is just start making videos. Start talking about how has the things in the world affected you? How has, everybody has had issues. Nobody can find toilet paper. Nursing Our Travel Bug finally found a roll, but I think they went to the store at like 6 a.m. Those are all things that we all have to deal with. But just dwelling on that the whole time, I don't think it's going to be healthy for us creators and for our viewers as well. So I have a question for you. How much time have you spent consuming content last week rather than creating content? Are you spending more time on YouTube just watching mindless videos? Or have you been taking this time, the extra time that you wouldn't have normally had going to work, going to school, having those normal day-to-day things? You really don't have that ability right now because of all these shelter in places, and we can't all go anywhere unless it's necessary. So are you using your time right now? Are you using your time right now to figure out how can I make better videos? How can I make more relevant videos? How can I make videos that my audience wants to watch? Now, right now is a great time to practice how to remain relevant. You can make a video on how has this affected us. Make sure to check Diary of a Family Sunday and Wednesday as we start to talk about how this has affected us as a travel nurse family, as a full-time travel family, because we live full-time. I am in my trailer right now streaming to you guys. How can you take your experience and turn it into content and videos that people would want to see? Living Light RV said, I've been so distracted with all the news feeds and it is paralyzing. Enough is enough. Time to get creative. Thanks for Garrett. Thanks. Yes. So how much time? Look at your time spent. Have you been recording on your phone or have you been watching on your phone? Now, I will get into what to watch maybe a little bit later in this video. So definitely stay tuned for that. But just something to be interested in. I know I've been guilty of it as well. I'm trying to do my best to get better content, more relevant content that are going to be able to help you and help your audience move forward. Now, this is a question that kind of goes into, making relevant content. Are you making content that no one is watching? We've noticed on Diary of a Family that we made a couple videos recently that got maybe a fourth of the views. We had a really cool outing with our family and some full-time RVers that we were boondocking with to a Connect to STEM event in Phoenix. This was in January, before any of this craziness had transpired. Well, nobody watched it. Because by the time I got the video out, everybody was wanting things on the pandemic, on what is going on right now in the world. So there are definitely times to be putting out videos that are travel related, that are gonna be helping other people. Oh, this would be a great plan. This would be awesome to do next winter. This would be something fun to do in the summertime. But right now is not necessarily the best time to be making travel videos, because most people are interested in staying safe, social distancing, not getting sick, and helping other people not get sick. So right now is a better time to figure out how to become better at making videos and how to shift focus on something that is more relevant to what is going on right now. How to bug out to Saddle Mountain was great. Yes, check out our video on Diary of a Family from Wednesday, where we showed you a great boondocking location that we spent some time at, that if you're in the Phoenix area would be a great place to social distance yourself at. All right. So I want to also talk about how to be relevant. How do you be relevant without adding fear and sensationalizing it? The media is overrun with adding extra fear and sensationalizing everything because they want clicks and they want that extra ad revenue that comes with more people watching. I sat down and I was talking with Kent from Living Light RV a couple of days ago, and he really inspired and encouraged me, and I wanted to have his words for you as well. So enjoy this short interview from Kent.
Hey, I was talking to Garrett this week, and we were talking about, yeah, you guessed it, YouTube, and what our channels are going through at these times of isolation and pandemic. And so we had some heart-to-heart. What I want to share with you today is you need to be relevant. What I mean by that for myself is we need to be on topic for what people have an appetite for right now. Okay? Now, right now people are wondering, what are we going to do? Not isolating. Yes, you're not, because back then you weren't. But make it clear right at the very beginning. I just watched the beginning of an episode from Less Junk, More Journey. Marissa, in text and audibly, puts that on the screen very clearly. We are no longer in southern Florida. We are now self-isolating at our domicile, but this was shot a few weeks ago when things hadn't changed quite yet. So make it very clear you do not want the comments to say you're part of the problem, okay? Because it's very sensitive these days. Another point that I want to make is stay true to who you are and what your channel is about, okay? That is going to allow you to carry through with the right specifics of your channel. And I also want you to know, as RVers, we get this. We're built for this. We're built for adversity. We're built to do things that are different than society to overcome. And use that fabric of who you are to generate a message to your community. Okay? Things are going to be fine. Things are beginning to be good. And things are going to be, in some cases, even better. How are you coping with isolation? How are you coping with a pandemic? How are you coping with all of the media that's giving you so much messages and so much information? As an RVer should. Okay? Put some effort into it. Make sure your thumbnails are relevant. Make sure your titles are relevant. And you can still be true to who you are. Hope that helps.
All right, thank you so much to Kent for taking a few minutes out of his busy day to give us some awesome words. Living Light RV also said, I think it's okay to post your older videos, but they won't get the same views they would have without this pandemic. It's just what it is, unfortunately. Yes, it is. All right, let's get back to our slides. So, trying to stay relevant, you know, you can always come back once life has kind of returned more to normal. You can kind of come back and just start making videos from the past. Now, the one thing you don't want to do is make videos that appear that you are having fun, going skiing, doing a water park or something like that in the middle of this pandemic where people think that you are being a danger to yourself and to other people because you could be spreading, you know, this stuff around. So that is a great point that Kent made on how to be relevant, and obviously feel free to watch it again. I had a little bit of a connection issue, so you might not have caught a lot of it. I might just post Kent's portion as a separate video after I'm done with this live stream. We'll see how things go. The next thing I wanted to talk about is take this time to sharpen your skills. If you're like, let's say you're a woodcutter. I know it's probably a silly analogy, but are you going to take your axe and just keep hitting and hitting and hitting trees, but never sharpen your trade? If you are wanting to get into videos and making videos and content, right now is the best time to do it. You really don't have much else going on. For the majority of us who are sitting at home for over 2 weeks, waiting for it all to blow over, right now is the best time to learn new skills, learn how to make better videos and better content for your viewers, and also for the YouTube internet as a whole, because you never know if you make a video from your heart that is going to be, that is you, that is relevant. Someone could watch it and be like, you know, I was having a really crappy day and your video really helped me. So you don't know the content that you create, where it could go. All right. So take this time to sharpen your skills. Instead of watching endless videos on news or on wood lathing or on old basketball or something like that, take this time to actually like watch more videos on how to make better videos. Watch my Basics of YouTube series to, you know, how do you want to get a vision? How do you want to grow your channel? How do you want to, you know, just be creative. Now, one of the other things you want to do is check out other channels. Don't just watch one channel. I linked 2 different channels in the description. One is for Think Media and the other is for video creators. Both are amazing channels that will help you grow. I've gotten a lot out of them. I know Kent and Lisa from Living Light RV has gotten a lot out of the videos that Sean Cannell and Tim Schmoyer have put out. So definitely broaden your horizon. Look for other people that could help you make better videos, how to get better audio, how to make better live streams, and figure out how to just overall up the quality of your content as a whole. And then, you want to also just talk about what you've learned. If you learn how to do something like this, share it with people. Help other people who might not have been able to, do things like this, or have not been able to make content, maybe have wanted to make content, and, share with them. So, you have time right now. Right now is the best time for content creators such as yourself, such as people that might not even be making videos yet, but could be, find their calling in a changing world. Right now, who knows what the world is going to look like after this. Now, one of the videos I was watching from Sean Cannell, he was talking about mainly about entrepreneurs. And there is a restaurant in Seattle, and I don't have it pulled up right now, but you can probably go find it, called Canlis, Canlis. And one of the things that I thought was amazing, and what Sean was talking about, was how they took something like what's going on right now, and instead of being like, well, I guess we're going out of business, I guess we're not going to make it, they decided, how can we change what we do to actually help the community and still remain in business? So they turned their one restaurant into 3 restaurants. They made a drive-up service, they made a bagel service, and they made a family eatery. They made 3 businesses because they decided to pivot from what they were creating, the business model that they had been going on for years, for decades, and decided, we need to change our focus so that we could still serve our community. Now, how does that work if you're making videos? If you're making one type of video and that's all you're doing, if you're just doing live streams and that's it, try making a video on how hard it is to find toilet paper. Why don't you try making a video on, hey, this is a tip or trick I learned on how to find the best groceries in my area. Or maybe I need to know where the best bug out location is. Well, how do you do that? Find ways, find out how to do it, and then share that. So, you can pivot what you're doing right now to be more beneficial to everybody as a whole. And you don't even have to feed into the fear and the sensationalization, because the media has got that covered. Trust me. So, just try something new. Right now is the best time to learn how to change, to become more relevant in a very changing and difficult time for us as humans. So, pivot for the direction of the wind. The course and destination does not. Yeah. That is very good, Kent. I love that solution to the problem, and diversify. Exactly. And so right now, for media creators, for video creators, for content creators, for entrepreneurs, I'm not the best entrepreneur myself, but I know people who are. And if you are entrepreneur, business minded, if you want to make better videos, take this opportunity definitely to figure out how you can change what you're doing to make better content that your viewers want to watch, and so on. And last is, have a vision for your channel. Have an idea of what you want for your channel. If you have a YouTube channel and you have an idea that you want to, that you feel could help people, by all means, figure out how to get a vision for your channel. This is something that is called finding your why. Now, finding your why is very important because you need to know why you want to do this. If you're just starting a YouTube channel to make money, then you're starting it for the wrong reasons. Really and truly, you won't be making a lot of money at all from YouTube starting out. Even if you get 1,000 subscribers and your hours in, what then? Every month you might get a $50 check in the mail. You can't live off of that. So figure out how what you are doing can be changed for your vision on what you want for your channel. Figure out that why, because once you figure out why you're doing it, other people will sense it and figure out, oh, this is what these people are about. Okay, I can get on board with that, and they'll join you. If you're just posting random videos just because you're trying to get watch time, then you're doing it for the wrong reason. So being able to gain clarity and get direction for your channel is absolutely key. Now, you can also do this with other social medias. You don't have to just do it with, let's say, YouTube. You could do it with Instagram. You could do it with Facebook, Twitter, or whatever. You can make some amazing content. And hey, Mel, welcome to the channel. We are still live. You know, you can make some amazing content and channels, and in this world that is constantly changing, becoming more digital and less hands-on, as it were, you know, maybe you will have an idea for the next Amazon or the next large YouTube channel, or, you know, you don't know what to happen unless you figure out your why. Why do you want to do it? And don't go into making videos because you want to make money. There is easier, better ways to make money. You can make more money at McDonald's flipping burgers. So that is basically my stream. If you guys have any questions, make sure to leave it in the comments or in the chat, and I'll try my best to get to it. This has definitely been a learning process for me, because for a couple weeks we're like, where's everybody going? Why are we not getting viewers on our channel? We had been like getting a certain amount of channel views, and it was great, and we had a pretty good standard, and then everything pivoted, and we were kind of like wait a minute, where did our audience go? People were not watching our videos anymore, and we're like, okay, we kind of started going left when everything went right. And you know, we're learning how, as a YouTube channel, as media influencers, some people don't like that word, some people do. It is what it is. But how do we reach our audience and benefit them? Because if you're thinking of this channel as just about you, then, you know, your priorities are definitely not right. So, you know, figuring out how can you be a blessing? How can you give? How can you reach out and help others? People will see that you are not just doing everything about yourself, and that they will be willing to, hey, what's going on here? Oh yeah, I could join on. I could make it. So we do have a question. How did you make it so pretty in your house? Okay, well, let's get off topic for a few seconds. For a couple years, I had a lighting business, stage and theatrical lighting business. I didn't necessarily have the time to really grow it into something really large. And, you know, even with this whole craziness, it's very possible that I could have actually not kept the business going. But anyways, I have these little tiny Parcan lights. They're about that big, and they're stage lights, but they're really small. Now what I realized a couple days ago that, I might actually have those lights in my basement. So our basement of our trailer, right down there. So what I ended up doing was I pulled them out. I found some colored gels for it, and I lit the background up. And the front light is just the normal light that I've been using for a while. And that is how I made it look so pretty. Seriously though, being others oriented is the key. Yeah. And what's funny is I was actually, because I am a stay-at-home dad, I did my school with my kids today, and I was dealing with some attitude issues, and one of them was, we are Christians and we do Bible verse stuff with our kids, and one of my kids was throwing a fit because I was working with another kid on their Bible verse. And the Bible verse that she wanted to say was the 1 Corinthians 13, which is basically, if you've ever been to a wedding, you've probably heard it. Love is patient, love is kind, it is not easily angered, it is not rude, it keeps no record of being wrong. And she was being rude, impatient, and self-centered, and threw a huge massive fit because I wasn't listening to her Bible verse. And so I sat down with her and I'm like, look, you can memorize this scripture all you want, but if you don't practice what it says, if you don't learn to focus on others, learn to love others, learn to be caring, learn to think of others more than yourself, then what is the point of learning it? What is the point of learning how to make awesome videos on YouTube if it's all about, hey guys, watch all my videos so that I can get some money from YouTube? You're really, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. If you're trying to help build a community to help bring RVing together, or help bringing a group of like-minded people together, then that's awesome. That's a great thing to do. But you can also do it in other ways. Just because I have a cool live stream does not mean that you can't do a live stream with your phone and be just as relevant. One of the things I definitely encourage you to do is, before you push that record button or push that let's go live button, we need to, as people of influence, whether it's on media, whether it's a parent, whether it's as a business owner, we need to understand and know why we're doing it. We need to have an idea of that video we want to do. We need to have an idea of the live stream we want to do. I have a notes right here. I have like the website pulled up. I have everything that I need to be able to show you and tell you guys how to remain relevant, how to be able to make videos, how to make content that is going to be beneficial to others and going to be beneficial to your audience. All right, hold on. Let me get a drink of water. If you guys have any questions, we are kind of winding down this live stream. So if you have anything, please put it in the comments. Also, you can go back and catch this live stream from the beginning as well. I did hit on a couple points, and I'll go back over those points really quickly for those that have just joined. I want to make sure that people, when they're creating relevant content, you need to definitely be staying informed with what's going on and how does that affect you and the content that you are making. The other thing I want to talk about, I went over, is stop scrolling. Stop just mindlessly going back and just scrolling, because studies have shown, and I have a news article in the description that I encourage you to go read, that shows that there is a link between mindless scrolling on social media and your mental health. And instead of just scrolling and being like the world is ending, it's all over now, start creating, start making videos. You're saying the magic words, community. Yes, exactly. So start being the person that you want. If you want people to start giving advice and being creative and being proactive, then you can start doing that yourselves. And then the next thing was, are you consuming more content than you're creating? If you're just sitting back and just watching everybody else's videos, watching news all day, then you're not really helping other people. You're just feeding into all the negativity. Now, you can be focused like a laser beam on content that is going to help you become more relevant and hone your video making skills and things like that. Next is, are you making content no one is watching? You know, that's another thing that people are definitely going to be interested in. If you're making something that no one wants to watch right now, maybe wait a couple weeks to make that video, but find something that people want to watch now and that is relevant to what's going on right now and how it affects you. And then, you know, how to be relevant without adding fear. I'm definitely going to probably upload Kent's message to everybody in a separate video, so stay tuned for that. If you want to share that with others, please do. And, you know, making sure, how do you stay relevant without adding extra fear and sensationalizing everything? And then last is the sharpening your skills. How to make videos, how to be better at doing it, how to be a better communicator, and things like that. So anyways, that's a basic recap of what you watched earlier on in the video. I encourage you to go back, if you are just joining, and rewatch this live stream. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And remember, I'm Garrett, and I want to help you tell your story. Bye, everybody.